what's going on with y'all? It's your boy NeohXO here to talk about the Black Clover episode 149 preview. Now, this preview in particular has sparked a lot of discussion because in this preview for this upcoming episode, it is the beginning of a new arc. Now, the reason this is the beginning of a new arc is because if you guys haven't been following along with the Black Clover anime, we just got out of a arc covering the devil believers. In episode 148 was the last episode in that arc, so that means we're heading into a new arc. Now, the question that a lot of people want to know is, are we finally starting the 6-month training arc that is anime only? Now, the reason this is anime only is because in the manga they actually had a time skip, but it came out a while ago that the anime was actually going to be fleshing out this arc instead of skipping it. Now, me personally, I believe that this is a good thing because there's a couple of reasons. Now, I think it's good for one of the reasons that I have is I think it's good because it fleshes out things that we didn't get a lot of information on in the manga. Basically, in the manga, all we know about this time period is that Asta and crew went over to the Heart Kingdom to receive training, but we don't exactly know what their training was. Now, by them including this arc into the anime, it allows us to get a look at what their training entailed and how they were specifically taught. So I do think this is a good thing, and also it gives the anime time to kind of get some distance between the anime and the manga, which is a good thing because you don't want the anime to catch up to the manga, so they have to come up with solutions to not allow that to happen. Now, of all the solutions, I think this one is a very good move because like I said, we didn't get to know what their training was like. So with this, it's going to allow them to create space between the anime and manga, as well as give us canonical events. I'm gonna repeat that. Canonical events. This is canon. This is the training that they went through in the manga, except the manga just didn't show it. But the manga does specifically state that they went through this training. So we're just gonna be seeing the training. Now, this should be starting pretty soon because we did have a Devil Believers arc. I'm not gonna lie, that arc kind of took everyone by surprise. No one was expecting that because that was never mentioned in the manga. But this arc right here, the Heart Kingdom training arc, kind of takes people less by surprise because this arc, although it was skipped in the manga, it was actually stated. So people are kind of more interested in this arc. But the Devil Believers arc was actually really good too. I did a bunch of reviews on the episodes if you guys want to check that out. Now, speaking specifically on Black Clover episode 149, this episode brings in Little Petrica. Now, this is why I believe that the Heart Kingdom training arc will come pretty soon. And some of the things that I think about the Heart Kingdom training arc is it's 6 months long. So they can make this short or they can make it long. If I had to guess, I would say they're going to make this arc pretty long because, as I've stated, they need to make it stretch out because of how close the manga and anime are to each other. If they would have just skipped this arc in the anime would pretty much be right on the manga, which we can't have that. So I think they're going to stretch this out for a long time. They're going to have a lot of free room. Basically, the writers are going to have some free room. Now, Tabata is supposed to be supervising this, hence making it canon. But yeah, so speaking specifically about it though, the episode 149, it seems like Little Petrica is in distress. There is still the threat of the devil, and we know that Little Petrica is actually affected by the curse of a devil. So that's why she looks like she's in distress in this preview. So, or at least that's what I'm assuming because the episode obviously hasn't come out. I'm just looking at the preview for what we have basically. So basically they're talking to Little Petrica and it seems like they're communicating some sort of information. Now, they're doing this through some magic, but judging from the previews, it does look like they're going to actually go into the Heart Kingdom. Now, the reason I believe this is because if you look closely at the imagery, it appears that they're in the Heart Kingdom because of the scenery. Basically, the Heart Kingdom is really natural, and you can see some plants growing from some of the pillars, and you also can see Gaja. I think it's more likely that the Clover Kingdom members went over to the Heart Kingdom than it is the other way around, because we're expecting them to go into the Heart Kingdom pretty soon based on the events of the manga. We know that this is going to be happening. Now, we can see Gaja, Yami, Asta, and Finral. So Finral probably used his spatial magic in order to make them travel over to the Heart Kingdom. And we know this is probable because Finral has already been to the Heart Kingdom before in the anime. So he already knows the location of it. Therefore, he should be able to use his spatial magic to get there. It seems like there's another part to this episode, and the episode is going to be titled something along the lines of 2 things we need to find. Now, I might be paraphrasing, or that might be the literal title, but that is the same meaning nonetheless. So 2 things we need to find. So it appears that Neto is actually going to be doing some sort of favor or mission for Wizard King Julius. It seems to me that it triggers some sort of flashback to the first Wizard King Lumiere, possibly due to the fact that Neto is serving the Wizard King as she did 500 years ago. So maybe this Wizard King Julius also has a similar aura to Nero, because we know that Asta has a similar aura to Lumiere. So maybe this Wizard King, the current Wizard King Julius, also has some type of, effect that triggers a flashback in Neto, because we already seen Neto got triggered with a flashback of Lumiere when she was around Asta. So possibly the same effect, because I'm saying this because we know that Lumiere is not alive anymore. So the fact that we're seeing him in this episode, it has to be some sort of flashback. Also, Neto does not have her horns due to using forbidden magic in these images. So yeah, we know this is happening in the past. Also, it seems like they need Neto in particular because of her sealing magic. It appears to have some sort of door, and she's going to be needed to unlock this door. Now, what is behind this door, I have no clue. We're just going to have to wait and find out, but it seems like she was needed to unlock this door, and it's probably, there's a possibility that it might have something to do related to the title, 2 things we need to find. Now, that's all I got from this preview, and it appears to me that the Heart Kingdom training arc is going to be starting. Now, I don't know how long they're going to make it, because like I said, they can stretch this out. They did add an entire arc into the anime before they even got to the Heart Kingdom training arc, so they can stretch this out for as long as they want. At the end of the day, it's 6 months. Anime time is kind of different, so those 6 months might be a lot of episodes, or they could condense it into a little amount of episodes. But I do think they're going to stretch it out for as long as they possibly can, and I think that's actually a good thing, because now they have free room to write to the best of their abilities and flesh out some parts that were not fleshed out into the manga. So with that being said, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, please leave me a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. As always, it's been your boy NeohXO, and I'm out.